All right, here's just a video to kind of go through the probability review for this one. So I kind of just chose to do a video as the answer key so you get a chance to hear kind of those explanations. So for the first one, give an example of an event that has a theoretical probability of 1. What you need is you need to give something that you know is for sure going to happen. Right? You're going to roll a number under a 7 for a dice, right? You know that you will see a car at a dealership, right? There's a probability of 1. For number 2, you're going to give an example of an event that has a theoretical probability of 0. Now you need something that cannot happen, right? It will not be 90 degrees today, right? Or it'll be 90 degrees today. That's a 0 probability of 0 today. We are going to hit negative 100 degrees Celsius if I just stay on that weather vein, if you will. If you're doing this at school, you could say that you're going to be at school today, already happening, right? Give an example of an event that has a theoretical probability of a half. That one makes a lot of sense to do a coin, right? Heads or tails. If you do a dice sort of thing, you could do evens and odds for that one. So there you go. Suppose you spin a spinner 10 times and get 4 red times. Based on this result, what's the experimental probability of getting tails, right? Your answer is a fraction, decimal is percent. So suppose you're spinning a spinner 10 times, right? And we get 4 reds. So we have 4 out of 10. Oh, there it is. There's my fraction already, right? Based on this result, what is that experimental, right? This is not theoretical, but experimental. Spinning 10. Experimental probability of getting tails, I think what we mean to say is a red, right? So we should say that that's 4/10. A decimal is 0.4, and the percent is, that's got to be not 4%. Just make sure we don't mess that up. That's going to be 40% because it would be 0.40, right? Suppose you roll a dice. What's the probability of rolling an even number on the first die and a 5 on the second die? So what's the probability of rolling an even on the first die? Well, that's going to be 3 out of 6, also a half, right? And a 5 on the second die? A 5 on the second die, well, there's 6 different numbers, but 5 only happens once, so you would say that's 1 out of 6, right? So 3 times 1 is 3, and 6 times 6 is 36. We would simplify that to 1 over 12, okay? Riley made a tree diagram to show all the possible outcomes of spinning 2 spinners. Use the tree diagram to answer the questions below. What colors are on the first spinner? Well, the first spinner is that right there, so red, blue, and green. And let's look at the green. What colors are on the second spinner? Well, that's going to be now our second group, right? Looks like we have just red and yellow. What's the probability of a blue and a yellow? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that. What's the probability of a blue right there and a yellow? And I have to go off there, right? So that looks like I have, let me switch to that color. I have this one, which is blue, yellow. So that's 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 out of 6. Okay. What's the probability of spinning 2 matching colors? 2 matching colors. Okay, I'm going to clean this up real quick. And to clean that up, 2 matching colors would be a red, red. Let's go with a yellow here. Red, red. Do I have any other ones? If I look in the next group, the blue, there's no blue, blue. And if I look here at green, there's no green, green. So I can only get 1. 1 out of how many? 6 again, right? What's the probability of not spinning green? Not spinning green. All right, so let's highlight those that are not going to be spinning green. And let's look at the first one. Not green, not green. Not green, not green. And all of these bottom ones have a green. So what's our probability? Well, our probability would be 4 out of what? 4 out of 6, or 2/3. Okay. All right, there's my answer key for the C level, and I'm going to do another one for the B level.